What you're looking at is a blushing star coral, Stephanosina intercepta. This species is one of many species that make up a classification of corals called encrusting corals. Encrusting corals are characterized by low spreading growth forms. They typically adhere to rocky surfaces. They're wider than they are tall, as you can see in the video. This gives them an advantage over their branched relatives. When rough waters come, storms come, they don't break off and fragment nearly as easily. Colonies rarely grow over 70 centimeters in diameter. They have a dome shape, as you can see. It's interesting that this coral, blushing star coral, like many other corals, have a symbiotic relationship with photosynthetic zooxanthellae algae. That the pigments in that photosynthetic zooxanthellae algae give rise to much of the color that's visible when you look at this coral. And speaking of color, the term blushing comes from the fact that when this coral is disrupted, for example, when a diver swims by and disrupts the coral, the dark polyps that are visible during the daytime retract. What's left is the lighter colored coral tissue, hence the term blushing. The algae in the relationship gain a safe place to live, but they also consume the polyps' nitrogenous waste, oftentimes ammonium ions, and they also consume carbon dioxide. Speaking of that, they are photosynthetic, so in turn they produce glucose, glycerol, and amino acids through photosynthesis. It's been well understood for a long time that corals that partake in a symbiotic relationship with algae deposit calcium carbonate at a much higher rate, much more efficiently than corals that do not enjoy a symbiotic relationship with algae. It's also been understood for a long time that the ability to deposit calcium carbonate effectively is crucial for the survival of any coral. We saw this blushing star coral a lot, anywhere from a foot deep to 25 foot deep of water while we were in the Keys. This coral that you see in the video was taken at Pigeon Key. It was returned to the water unharmed. These corals are very sensitive, since they live in shallow water, to development of their habitat, pollution, fishing. So with that, I encourage anybody watching this video to make decisions. Do your absolute best to make decisions that ensure quality of life for all species, not just humans.